we should be good. Alright. Testing 1, 2, 3. So first things first, I want to make sure I sound alright. So if anyone is there, I doubt many people are here because it's me. But if anyone is there, let me know how audio sounds so far, especially when we get the game started. But let me know how I sound because that's what's important right now. Because this ain't gonna make much sense if you can't hear me. But uh, I'll check myself in 1 second. But yeah, it's almost stream time, baby. Ooh boy. Alright, let me check this audio myself first. It's so annoying. How do I... Okay. 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 Alright. Let me speed this. Okay. Alright. Let me speed this. Alright, seems like I sound okay from what I checked. Again, please let me know down there if it's going otherwise, like if I sound too loud, if I sound too quiet, like let me know how I sound in terms of my voice if anyone is there. But if not, oh well. I guess it'll just be me and I'll just be chilling. But hey everyone, it's Nux and welcome to my Kirby 30th anniversary stream. It's fun, huh? Fun, huh? But today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm basically going to be using this stream to celebrate the Kirby series. Again, I don't really talk much about Kirby. It's a series I put a little less focus on when it comes to my main channel compared to, obviously our Blue Lord and Savior Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario and Smash. Like, those are like the top series I like to focus on, and it's because those are easily some of my favorite franchises of all time. But I love Kirby. Kirby's like definitely within my top 6, I would say. And I really love the franchise. And today I'm gonna use this stream to talk about that. Talk about my personal history and thoughts on the Kirby series. Answer if any of you or if there are any viewers watching this stream, if you have any questions about our pink Lord and Savior, I would be willing to answer that. But if not, that's okay. I'll use this stream to sort of respond to stuff that I have, preloaded, which is going to be talking about the reception to my How Modern Kirby is Misunderstood video, which, let's talk about that because, man, I was honestly not expecting that video to blow up the way it did. Like, that video exploded in ways that I could have never dreamed of, and I can't express enough how thankful I am for that. Obviously, maybe not all of those same people are here watching this stream, but regardless of whether you're a long-time subscriber, if you just subscribed to that video or whatever, like to everyone who watched that video, left likes on it, left comments, left reception, all that stuff. Thank you very much for the reception on that video because I never thought that I'd have a video that would perform that well ever again, bro. Ever again. Like, the YouTube algorithm has not been kind to me. I've ranted about this like countless times about how YouTube has not been nice to me in recent years. So, like, between like my videos just not performing well, between it not showing up in feeds, like some people saying like they don't even see my videos in their subscription feeds, it is a hot mess to say the least. So the fact that I managed to get a video that did that well again is insane. And who knows, that might be my magnum opus. Well, obviously it might not beat my 20K top video, which is the stupid top 10 fanboys and fangirls of the internet video, and I hate that video so much because it's so clearly old era me, and it represents such a different style of how I did YouTube, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's not an absolutely absolutely trash video, I'd say, but compared to like some of my other stuff, it's just not good. It's just not good. But yeah, you're all probably tired of me hearing me talk. You know, Twitch is obviously for playing games, so I should probably actually get to that, and then I'll, talk and express my thoughts on all this other mumbo jumbo. So I'm gonna get to playing the game, and then I'll begin. If anyone pops in and asks questions, I'll, look for that. But other than that, yeah, I got nothing else to say. So let's load up this game. Okay, and hopefully, now some notes I want to say before I start the game. For the most part, it runs pretty well. Obviously, it's a DS game, and I'm emulating this mofo because what other options do I have? I don't got no capture card. As far as I can tell, most of it seems to run well, but there's like little blackout little moments in the emulation, and also the cutscenes, the video cutscenes of this game have some weird lag. So I don't know what's going on with that, if that's on my end or if that's just how the emulation works. But for the most part, this works. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with Kirby Super Star Ultra. Oh crap. Wrong game. Wrong game. Wow, I cannot. That is so funny. I really sat here and loaded up the wrong game. So let me explain. Let me explain myself. So the reason I loaded up the wrong game probably is because I have like all my ROM files in like a list, and they're like really short named. So I probably looked at Kirby and I was like, oh wait, Kirby squeaks like Kirby, so that's the right game. But no, that's Kirby 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗆. So wrong game. Oops. That is so funny, but okay. It's okay, I can switch it on the fly. Let's see. Okay, here we go. There. There you go. That's the game you all came here for. That's so funny that I accidentally hit freaking 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗆. But yeah, I'm gonna get my controller ready, and it works. So everything's looking great so far. And let me know how the game audio is, whether or not I should turn that up or not. Again, I'm not seeing much feedback, so I guess I'll just be talking to myself. It's all cool though. I should probably, you know what I should do? I should send out a tweet that we're live. That would probably be a good idea, right? So let me do that. And again, if you're watching the cutscenes, again, you'll notice that there's a bit of lag on the cutscenes. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. Okay. There we go. Oh, and we got someone. Some Mygo, or I don't know how to pronounce that name. So I'm so sorry if I get it wrong. I'm like really bad with pronunciation. What a coincidence. This was my first Kirby game as well. It's a lot of people's first Kirby games, it seems like, this specific one. Because like the Wii and DS era, like that's like a big era that got a lot of folks into Nintendo. You had it right. Okay, Mygo. Thank you. I just want to make sure I pronounce it right, because I'm really bad with that stuff. So feel free to correct me if I get that stuff like that wrong. But yeah, What was I saying? Okay. So what I was saying was that this game. It seems to be a lot of people's first game because you know the Wii and DS era. It brought a lot of people into like Nintendo overall. So this specific game, I feel like this game is the one that like really brought people into Kirby because it's probably one of the biggest DS Kirby games. You know, you could argue like Canvas Curse since that was the first one. That could have been people's introduction, and obviously Squeak Squad. Everyone talks about Squeak Squad a lot because that's a really big game. But Superstar Ultra is probably one of the most popular games, and can I just say that it is the, you know, thinking about it, once someone asked me what is the best Kirby game to start this series with, and let me tell you, I think Kirby Superstar Ultra is the best game to start this series with. Ooh, we got another one. Mama Luigi 9000 says, "Hi Nux." Hello, Mama Luigi. Thank you for joining the stream. But yeah, I think Kirby Superstar Ultra is a perfect game to get into this series with because I feel like this game more than any other establishes the fundamentals of Kirby so much. Like, obviously you have Spring Breeze, which is basically a remake of the first game. You know, it was in the original Superstar. Right. It's a mini remake of the first game. And it was in the original Superstar too, but bringing it back here, especially in this era, was such a good idea because it practically, you know, introduces you to the series. You got your basic gist, DDD steals the food, Kirby goes stops him, and from there, you know, the other modes build up in intensity and they practically slowly guide you into the shenanigans of this franchise. And it's funny because for the most part you think that this is a typical platformer with its absorbing gimmick and whatnot, but obviously, you know, things get crazy by the time you get to like the true arena. And oh boy, we all know the meme of how wild Kirby final bosses get. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start actually playing the game, and I'm gonna talk about this game. So I feel like that's a good introduction. Let's start with talking about this game and explaining my personal history with Kirby. So where my history of Kirby starts is it didn't really start with this game. Like, you're probably thinking, what? No, because you just said this is your first Kirby game, so where did your history start with Kirby then? It started with the anime, which was also a lot of people's introduction to Kirby. Like, the anime was huge. Like, obviously Nintendo has their shows and they have their cult followings and whatnot, but I feel like the anime, specifically, the Kirby anime specifically, Kirby Right Back at Ya, I feel like that one just has probably one of the biggest cult followings of the Nintendo shows. Mygo says, ooh, hold on, let me read Mygo's comment here. To this day, I've still not beaten this game's True Arena. I don't blame you because this game's True Arena, it's funny. It's funny to think about, you know, this True Arena being hard. Nowadays, I don't think this one is necessarily the most challenging True Arena out there because the ones at Triple Deluxe and Robobot, those are absolutely insane. Like, trying to do those is a whole different story. So, like, what was I saying? Okay, I was talking about the True Arena. So, I used to think that this game's True Arena was the hardest thing ever. Yeah, Robobot's True Arena is something else. And it's funny because on paper, since Kirby inherently is not that hard of a franchise, on paper, these arenas shouldn't be most difficult thing in the world. You know, you get healed, you get a chance to heal yourself between fights and stuff like that. So it shouldn't be the most crazy thing in the world. But the issue is they're basically endurance tests, and if you don't understand the boss's patterns well, then you just end up getting absolutely decimated. And the reason why the Robobot one goes so insane is because you have to fight so many bosses. And the worst part is Stardream with his freaking, jeez Louise, is Stardream with his a million different forms. Oh boy, like, just thinking about it hurts, because fighting Stardream was an experience. But yeah, this game, in terms of this game's True Arena, when I was younger, I used to struggle a lot with it, because mostly the final four, which I'm pretty sure is what everyone was stuck on. The final four of this game is just insane. You got Mass DDD, which is obviously a crazy boss fight. It's not the hardest if you really understand his attack pattern, but it is definitely a decently challenging boss fight. And then you got Wham Bam Jewel, which he's kind of easy. He's not that terrible. But then you have freaking Galactic Knight. And you think he's like one of the most infamous bosses, because his fights are known for being like insanely challenging for Kirby standards. And then on top, and after that maniac, you have to fight Mark Soul, which is probably one of the most infamous bosses for like his teleporting and his crazy vine. Mark Soul is a mess, bro. Geez, Stardream, how come HAL let you have 2 insta-kill moves, right? Oh, I hate Stardream so much, bro. It's a great boss, you know, but like fighting all of its forms after doing like this crazy boss gauntlet, it's like, why though? Uncle Joe, you're killing me here. But yeah, this game's True Arena was a struggle. But yeah, my history with Kirby starts with the anime, and me and my brothers used to love the Kirby anime, because a lot of games, my history with them mostly is through connecting with my brothers, and we developed a love of this series mainly because of the anime. Like, the anime is so wacky, it's nothing like how the direction of the current games, but I still love it. Like, it's so crazy, you know, it has that 4Kids wackiness with the weird accents on certain characters, the plots being very fillerish at times, but like having the most insane, bizarre scenarios. Like the anime, the Kirby anime is weird, but I used to love it, bro. What I would do to get like a successor to it or some type of new one. Really, bro? I was gonna eat that. Because I was about to have the goat mirror Kirby, but oh well. But yeah. Oh wow, I was reading the chat to see if anyone else was typing, and I died there. But yeah, let's see, what else can I talk? Okay, let's get back to Superstar. That's what I need to talk about. So Superstar Ultra. So how I ended up making this game my first Kirby game. So when one day when we were watching the anime, because again, you know, we were obsessed with the Kirby anime, despite how bizarre it was. So one day while we were watching the anime, this commercial comes on, and it's essentially this Superstar Ultra. Like, some of you probably even know this commercial. It's basically this commercial that's like, oh, Kirby, he's the super tough pink puff. And stuff like that. And it like tried to make Kirby seem like the coolest thing ever. But it came off as kind of corny. But like we were like, I was like, wow, that game sounds awesome. And we already had like, you know, Wii and DS. Oh man. I didn't even know I had one more. Yes, that commercial. And I loved that commercial. Like that commercial single-handedly is what got me into this series. Let me read this comment here from Margo. So, from a more technical standpoint, it was one of 4Kids' better dubs. It was one of the few anime they localized that they didn't mercilessly butcher. Well, they did still censor a lot of stuff, you know, because the original cut of the anime had a little bit riskier dialogue and darker themes, as do most animes when they're from Japan originally. But I think it is one of the better ones because they didn't like take all sorts of crazy liberties. Oh, it's DDD time, baby. But yeah, ever since that commercial, me and my brothers, we got this game, we played it, and it's been in love with this series ever since. Now, someone is probably gonna ask, might ask, you know, what is your favorite Kirby character? And yeah, it's DDD. Like, how can it not be DDD? To me, he is just like, you know, like originally you would think he'd be a generic villain. Like a lot of people seem like have this thing where they think DDD is the main villain of Kirby, and he'd be like a generic bad guy like Bowser who does the same thing multiple games over. But no. Especially with the later games when they develop, and even in this game, you know, when they develop on him, he just becomes like such a likable character, and I relate to him a lot. So for that reason, he is without question one of my favorites. After him, though, if I had to name a favorite character, it would have to be freaking Daroach of all characters. And you're probably thinking, Daroach, the mouse thief, dude? Like, why though? And the reason for that is because I think he has one of the coolest designs in the series. 100%. Like, he reminds me of a freaking Sonic character, and if you know me, love Sonic, so Daroach is up there as one of my favorites. And then I don't even know who would be after that, because if I gotta be honest, I love the Kirby cast, bro. Like, it is insane how much of a extremely likable cast they managed to make out of these little blob creatures. Like, originally I didn't think Kirby's cast was all that special. Like, I was much more invested into obviously Mario's cast and Sonic's cast, but over the years, they've developed this cast and made it like one of my favorite casts of all media. Like, between not only just this game, but like Star Allies, like just the lineup of characters in Kirby's friend group has grown exponentially, and it's so great. So next up we have oh, Ghani is here. What up, Nux? Sup, Ghani? I just noticed you entered. Just watching some Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go Season 3. Whew, that is a throwback. I have not heard that show's name in a hot minute. I have not heard that show's name in a hot minute, so that is a throwback. That just that's almost more nostalgic than playing this game. I have loose memories of that show, but I don't know. That show was always so weird to me. It feels like it's anime before like anime really blew up. I don't know if it was like a Western show or if it like some Japanese show they actually localized. I have no idea what the deal with that show was, but yeah, I think it was a good show. Let's see, Mygo says, when I was younger, I really liked Meta Knight because I thought he was cool, and I really liked the edgier characters like Shadow. Oh, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. But now that I'm older and can appreciate cute things more, I've taken more of a liking to Adeline. But it's honestly hard to choose one of my favorite, hard to choose one favorite Kirby character. They're all cool, as you mentioned. Yeah, I agree. Kirby has like such a likable cast, man. Or not or girl, or you know whatever. I don't know what pronouns you would prefer to go by, so I'm just calling like everyone. I'm gonna call everyone dude or whatever. But yeah, the Kirby cast is amazing, bro. Hate how his main game ruined his entire character. Oh, I was wondering who are you talking about, Midnight? And it was like, oh no, he's talking about Shadow. Yeah, I would have to, unfortunately, agree with that. Shadow's game, at least from a story standpoint, because I still haven't actually played that game. It's the one Sonic game I have not played. That's the one Sonic game I have not played. I'm thinking I should stream that one. I don't know how GameCube games would run on my laptop, though. I think they might. If they run decently, I'll play that game on stream and suffer for y'all. That's the one Sonic game I have not played, besides like a few other obscure ones, so that's definitely what I need to do. But yeah, I definitely tend to like the cool characters, you know, the ones that are extremely cool looking. Those are the ones I gravitate towards, you know, but characters that are just kind of like chill are alright. Adeline is a character who I didn't pay much attention to originally, but when I played, I didn't really care for as much originally, but the more that I learned about that character, the more I was like, oh, this is a pretty neat character. And when you realize Adeline is like the only human in the Kirbyverse, and you mix that with like the lore of Shiver Star and all that stuff, like it gets crazy. I'm one of those weird dumb people who actually really genuinely unironically like the quote-unquote Dark Age game, Shadow included. Hey, this is a non-Dark Age Sonic shame comment section, bro. Like, keep in mind, like, you know me, I'm like a huge adventure era nut, and I consider games past Sonic Adventure 2 up until like Black Knight as a part of the quote-unquote adventure era. So if you have likings towards those games, I don't care, bro. I do not care. In fact, I think some elements of those games like just embody Sonic the Hedgehog so much more than whatever the modern games are doing. You know, y'all know me though. That's a whole other debacle though. I don't want to get into debating Sonic because oh boy, this is Kirby. This is Kirby's night. I can make an entire video essay on one Shadow the Hedgehog is actually unironically good. Again, I haven't played it, so I can't say how it would be gameplay-wise. Story-wise, yeah, I think that game is a freaking mess for so many reasons I don't want to get into today. But I can't believe some people want a remastered of Shadow the Hedgehog. Again, I wouldn't, you know me, I don't hate the dark era, quote-unquote dark era games per se. I think, if anything, a lot of them are just wasted potential because Sega made big flaws that really held them back from being as good as they are. With Shadow, I feel like maybe I'll like a lot of that game more than people make it out because I'm the guy who thinks Sonic Heroes is a great game, and I know people hate Sonic Heroes because they think the control of that game is slippery and stuff like that. But I actually really like Sonic Heroes, and yeah, the control definitely isn't perfect, and that game is not perfect overall, especially when you get to like Team Dark's story. Like that game can get annoying, but yeah, I think that game especially does not deserve the flack it gets. Alright, I see some comments, so let me take a minute to read those. A quick hot glue fix that Sega could do is just ditch the whole multiple ending thing and try to streamline it all into a single linear narrative. Most problems people have with Shadow stem from the branching pathway thing, but anyway, Kirby, yeah. Again, my thing with Shadow is I think even if you like fix the major flaws like the multiple ending stuff and maybe like put less emphasis on the violence and the forced swearing, quote unquote, then yeah, maybe that'll obviously make it a more appealing, especially to people who don't like edgy stuff. But I think the problems go beyond that because I think the story the entire like basis of the story is so flawed. Like, and again, that's something I can talk about another day. I don't want to get into that tonight, but yeah. Let's talk more Kirby. What other subject with Kirby do I want to talk about? Y'all have any questions? I guess I can talk about. I don't know what the heck I do want to talk about. I am playing like trash today, but I always play like trash when I'm doing these streams because I'm never 100 paying attention to the stream. To the game, I mean, not the stream. Obviously, I'm paying attention to the stream, but alright, how do I do this? I want to do the down move. There we go. Hello, Chef Kawasaki. You know, I used to think he was an anime-only character until I saw him in this game. I was like, I wonder if he always existed or if he was invented for this game. No, he's in the game, which I think is cool. Let's read some more comments. Like, I didn't mind the dark atmosphere of Shadow the Hedgehog, but everything in the game was horrible. I need to get into the Kirby series. Yes, please join us. We have pink jackets. DDD gets possessed a lot. LOL is a bit of a meme, but I've always found the possessed boss fights to be really cool. Yeah. I had this talk with my friends, you know. They talked about Nancy. Why the heck does DDD get possessed so much? And basically, my take on that is DDD has like the best fights and the best music in these games, bro. Like the remix in Forgotten Land alone shows like how HAL has not lost their touch on making new DDD fights and new DDD music. So because of that, I feel like that's the sole reason they still want to have fights with him. But obviously, he's not a villain. You know, he has moved on from his villainous ways. So they need some reason for him to fight Kirby. And well, what else are they gonna do? Possession it is. So that's the reason why he gets possessed so much, basically. Maigo says, we have weekly meetings at the Kirby Cafe in Tokyo. Holy crap, you've actually been to the Kirby Cafe in Japan? That is something else. That is something else. If you really have, then congrats. Like, not that I'm calling you a liar or anything, but if you have, that is amazing. Because I've wanted to go there, you know. That place looks so cool. Yeah, I remember when the pictures of that place were leaking out, I was like, oh, that looks so dope. Like, I've always wanted to go to like themed places of my... I have not, but I'd love to go. Oh, okay. And yeah, this song is a banger. This game in general has some bangers. Like Kirby Super Star Ultra. If I had to name what my favorite soundtrack is in terms of music... If I had to name my favorite soundtrack in terms of music, it would be... I think it would honestly be Robobot, because one thing that I really like about Planet Robobot, like, which everyone and their mom praises Planet Robobot, but one of the reasons I think that's one of my favorite soundtracks is because of how much moodier that OST is. Like, I feel like that OST, something about that OST is moodier and it just has a different vibe compared to other games. And they really go out their way to let you know, like, this is a very different Kirby game. You know, Kirby and his fam are getting roboticized, basically, which that hits close to home for me because Sonic. So yeah, that's easily one of my favorite games soundtrack-wise. I love it. Oh, I just realized the mirror enemy was there and I killed it. Pain. Maybe it will respawn. Let's see. There we go. No! Dang it. Mirror at last. I was already in this room. Alright, I'm about to read the comments again in a bit, but I want to advance a bit first. Alright. I love mirrors so much, bro. This ability is so amazing. Oh my god, goodness. I forgot about that. But yeah, let's read some comments. Quick question, would you guys be okay with DDD having a voice from Kirby right back at ya. That's an interesting question because I've always wondered, like, if the mainline Kirby games got like voice acting or something, or we get another Kirby anime or something like that, would he go with his southern accent? Because of how much I love the accent, I'm inclined to say I would love it if his whole VA came back, or if he sounded similar to that. But I could understand how some people could see that as corny, especially if he needs to do like more, especially if he needs to do like something more serious or different. So I could understand that, but nah, I think I love DDD's weird southern accent. I think he should have that if the games get any kind of voice acting, or if he is ever allowed to speak again. You see the composers getting super experimental with Robobot 2. There's a lot of more electronica inspired songs in that game. Yeah, that game, that's the reason I love that game. That game like has such a different vibe from other Kirby games, and I love techno. I love electronic music. So I think that soundtrack hits a lot for me. And the thing is, it didn't even start with Robobot. It started with Triple Deluxe. Like Triple Deluxe had weird experimental songs like dubstep in its tracks. So in general, with that duo, they were like just going off with the music. My favorite Kirby soundtracks overall are probably Robobot and Superstar, but there are specific songs from other games that I like way more, which I think is fair. That's kind of how I feel with like Sonic soundtracks and Mario soundtracks. Like there's some, like if I were to sit here and rank the games by soundtrack, which I don't know if I could do for Kirby because I don't think I've listened to enough Kirby music. Like sometimes I gotta like joggle my head to like really remember certain Kirby tracks. But like if I were to do that with like Mario and Sonic, there's like certain songs I would put way above others, but like when ranking the soundtracks as a whole is a whole different story. But Kirby doesn't tend to have bad soundtracks. No, he does not. It's very rare that he does. Even games with like the more questionable sound fonts and stuff like that, like his music tends to slap really good. Oh, and Canvas Curse is also another favorite of mine. I'll be honest, Canvas Curse is not a soundtrack I remember much of, and the reason for that is because the only song that I really like hardcore remember for Canvas Curse is obviously Dross's theme, and Dross's theme is like on another level. Like Dross's theme pretty much set the groundwork for all the final boss themes afterwards, so a lot is owed to that final boss theme, and I just think it's without a doubt one of the best. But yeah, I don't remember much else of Canvas Curse's music, to be honest. It's been a hot minute since I've even played Canvas Curse. That game is weird. But yeah, because y'all know I love Canvas Curse, you know, considering my weird grudge and beef with Rainbow Curse, which I don't think it's a bad game, but if y'all know from my modern Kirby video, I like had a bit of a period where I had beef with Rainbow Curse because I was like, oh, why are we not getting a mainline HD Kirby game on the Wii U? Like, what is this? Like, we've had all these 3DS Kirby games, which slapped, by the way, so I didn't hate them, but like, I was thirsty for a Wii U Kirby, bro. That was similar to Return to Dreamland. I was thirsty for that, bro. We never got it. No, don't kill him! Oh my god, I hate the helpers so much, bro. This is why I don't be making y'all sometimes. Oh, y'all, look what you did. Look what you did. All-Star Rest Area OST from Smash Bros. Melee is got like, I'm pretty sure that's actually from this game. The Rest Area theme, it's from Superstar originally. So you could thank Kirby for that. Which, speaking of Smash, obviously we need to talk about that because a lot of Smash's DNA is thanks to Kirby. You know, Sakurai created Kirby, and a lot of Kirby pretty much is a lot of Smash's DNA is thanks to, you know, how much was borrowed from Kirby. Ooh, more comments. Funny story, I had a friend in high school who was a huge Nintendo guy. He bought Rainbow Curse at launch, knowing nothing about it, expecting something like Triple Deluxe. Needless to say, he was quite disappointed. Yeah, I can see that. The Kirby spin-offs are very weird games. Sometimes sometimes I think the spin-offs are great and they provide a nice switch up from the mainline games, but sometimes like I just don't prefer them. Weirdly, there are people out there who seem to think the spin-offs are better than the mainline game, which I can't process that. I mean, I can understand it if you're not a platforming guy, or if you're one of those people who think Kirby is a generic platformer series. I get it. You like him being more experimental. But I wouldn't say freaking Canvas Curse is better than what, like Superstar Ultra or Robobot. Like you're built different if you think that, in my opinion. The thing is, even Rainbow Curse is not necessarily a bad game. It's just not a mainline Kirby, and it's a very different game. I will say though that that game probably should have been a 3DS game, and it should have been a follow-up to Canvas Curse properly, because it being on Wii U is just so bizarre. So bizarre. Like, you have to look at the screen the whole time. But like that game has like a big thing where it like looks super pretty and has this nice art style, but because you're looking at the gamepad the whole time, you can't see it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I don't know why they did that, but yeah. Some people have even wanted that game to come to Switch. How do you do the uppercut? Okay, there it goes. Why, I don't know why it wasn't registering that for a minute. Real Kirby. Oh. There we go. Ow! Dang it. I see a lot of comments. I think we have a newcomer too. I'm gonna read that in a second. Just gonna enjoy the game. Ooh. Wow. Okay, that's enough of Fighter Kirby. Knuckle Joe's my favorite helper, so he's like the one I like to have as a helper. Like, I used to have this headcanon that he was like one of Kirby's best friends, and I still think that, you know, of all the helpers, he's probably one of the most well-known and most close to him, but, you know, they're all pretty cool in their own way. I'm starting to wonder if I should have loaded a 100% save file just so that I could just mess around in the different modes instead of, you know, just playing for the base game as it is, but it's fine. Which, by the way, I'm not going to be playing the whole game tonight because trust me, like this is probably one of the most content stacked Kirby games. Like it'd probably take like multiple streams for me to finish this game. Which I don't know if I'll revisit this. Maybe I'll revisit this game and play it again, but definitely not for a hot minute because I got other things to work on. Oh man. All right. Let's read some comments. Scrolling, okay. People like Tilt and Tumble so much that they brought it back in Forgotten Land. Yeah, which, I guess you could argue, some people will say, like, oh, is that a spoiler or nah? Which, like, Forgotten Land's been out for a few weeks now, and that's probably one of the lesser offensive things, so I don't really care. Try not to spoil, like, final boss stuff for Forgotten Land, though. I should probably say that now. I don't know about newcomers, but yeah, try not to spoil the final boss stuff for Forgotten Land, because some people might not have played it yet. But the tilt and tumble thing, I don't think that's a big deal, so yeah. I haven't actually played that mode yet. I'm still working my way through a lot of the side content in that game, which I'm not going to say too much of my thoughts on Forgotten Land, because I got a review on that coming. I can't believe people thought Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl was going to be the Smash Killer. Oh yeah, that was funny. That's really funny. I hear that game was okay, but like it had a lack of updates and it had a few flaws and bugs that really prevented it from being as good as it could have been. But yeah, no, that game was never gonna kill Smash. So that was comedy. It's the people who say that Epic Yarn is the best Kirby game while also saying Star Allies is terrible are what get me. Yeah, like especially when, I don't know, bro. Like people who, like, I understand liking the spin-offs more than the main games, but to say Epic Yarn is the best game and it's what the series should be, no, please no. Like I made a whole tweet basically saying that like I'm so glad Yoshi is the one Nintendo makes go through the Epic Yarn formula, because I would have not stuck around with Kirby as long as I have if every game was in the Epic Yarn formula, to say the least. Like I don't hate the Epic Yarn art style. It's just that like that entire vibe is just not appealing to me, you know? Like they recycle the same final enemies and final boss. Like they lean towards the kiddie side, nothing ever gets more interesting. Like there's a few interesting levels in the modern Yoshi games, but like I just do not like the Epic Yarn cutesy toy vibe. The Epic Yarn in this game was my first Kirby games. And also hello, Mr. 𝗀𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗺. But yeah, Epic Yarn, I can see how that was a lot of people's first game too. So I'm not roasting Epic Yarn. I don't think it's a bad game, but it's definitely one of my lesser favorite Kirby games, to say the least. Knuckle Joe does honestly look like he could be a supporting character. Well, yeah, he just has that vibe, and he kind of was in the anime. He popped back up a lot. He had quite a few good moments in the anime, but they didn't really do much with him, so I'm not complaining. This game is long, yeah. Nah, I'm not beating this game in one night. I don't even know if I'll beat most of the basic modes this tonight, bruh. I'm mainly using this stream to just talk about Kirby, bro. I had to beat Tilt and Roll, all of it, for 100% completion. Oh no, it's required for 100% completion? Oh, I'm scared. Because I've heard horror stories of how hard that mode gets. So I'm spooked. Consider me spooked. Alright, back to the game and then I'll read some more comments. But yeah, I'm terrified to play, what is it? Tilt and Roll, because I've heard horror stories of how hard that gets. Hey, no, Joe, don't die on me, bro. Quick strats for y'all to heal your friends in this game. And again, let me know how the game audio and I sound, because I was not expecting to get as many people as I did in this stream, but Seems like we're getting more folks, so let me know how I sound, please, if anyone is still there. Yeah, let's talk some more Kirby. What else is there to talk about? Because there's so much to talk about with a series as big as this. You know, I could talk about it all night. Gani says I sound alright. That's cool. Thank you, Gani. Mygo says everything sounds good, so thank you. Hey, come here, boy. Get healed. Oh yeah, Mygo mentioned they took the the bird feeding healing from older games. I always thought that was weird, you know, so I'm not too upset that they changed that. But I understand why people are sad it's gone. You know, it's probably one of Kirby's most weird and unique elements, so it is kind of sad to see it gone. We'll say Kirby is cute. Yes, he is. And again, I'm not a dude who's into like cutesy stuff and wholesome and all that stuff. No, that's not me. But I just like Kirby because he's a cool series. Like, you would think he'd be a cutesy, like, for kids kind of series, but no. This series is so much more interesting than it has any right to be. Sometimes. Music is really bringing that. Yeah, again, the music of this game is so good, bro. I'm just getting nostalgia whiplash, like, just playing this game. Kirby balances cute and cool appeal really well. Yeah, the series surprisingly does it really well, and you wouldn't think he would for being a pink blob, but he really does. I feel like even Kirby in his basic form, he does a really good job of balancing it. Because, oh, oh man. I feel like even in his basic form, he did a good job of like really balancing that out, because one thing that I absolutely love about this series, which I think is actually a great next topic to get to, is the coffee abilities. So chat, anyone who's watching, let me know your favorite coffee abilities. I want to hear your stories and all that stuff around that. But yeah, the coffee, since that's like a big part of the series, like the appeal of coffee abilities, I was more addicted to I was as addicted to those as freaking Pokemon, bro. Like, we used to have a list of the Kirby coffee abilities because of how many there were. Like, we wanted to keep track of them back then when we were kids. I was obsessed with Kirby's coffee abilities, and I still think they're like one of the coolest things. But yeah, y'all let me know your favorite abilities, and then I will drop mine. I'm gonna play the game for a bit, and then I'm gonna read chat. Yeah, give me that. You know, speaking of abilities, that's one thing you know, a lot of people roast how Ice Kirby works in Forgotten Land. I really wish we had the freaking ice spin that he does when really when you are in midair. I kind of missed that. Alright, we're getting closer to Dynablade, folks. So let's see what the comments are saying. As a kid, my favorite was Mirror, but nowadays I'm a fan of ESP and Yo-Yo because of Mother. Earthbound. Nice. Nice. That gets my full respect. You got the approval from me, the resident Mother Earthbound fan. Like you go from, oh, I'm in a new mechanized world, to, okay, here's my Mega Drill, time to kill this wish-granting machine in space by screwing it. Yeah. Kirby is a very interesting series, to say the least. And it's funny because a lot of people are right. On surface level, Kirby is not that insane of a series because like it's not like you're getting cool moments every 2 seconds. Like the games do lean a lot on that cutesy chill side. But like the way that the games escalate, it's it's something else. Like no other series can escalate like Kirby sometimes. Let's see. For me, I like games with colorful background and a little bit of edge, like Sonic and Ratchet Clank. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I love my characters that have color, and a lot of personality and stuff like that. But I like my edge. Like that's the reason Sonic's my favorite series. Not just because of the edge in of itself, but it's like just well-written characters with exciting stories and great action. Like when I talk about edge, that's what I mean. Like I don't care, like I don't care for like guns and all that stuff. I don't really care about all that. All I care about is just the series being cool. Not to spoil Forgotten Land, but they made Sword actually busted in the game, bruh. Every ability gets a little busted in some form in that game, to say the least. To say the least. Funhouse says, my favorite ability is the classic. It's just Sword, which is cool. That's fine. Sword is alright. I like Kirby Swordmaster. Yeah, that one's cool. Especially later on in the series where it gets absolutely mad with the combos. Oh yeah. The one thing about Star Allies that generally made me kind of sad was them changing the coffee bill descriptions and removing the extra Nintendo references that were in Robot, like how the ESP coffee abilities mentions a certain boy with PSI. Yeah, like, and I also kind of missed the descriptions in again, not to spoil too much about Forgotten Land, but I also missed the descriptions in that too. There's no pause descriptions. They do make up for it though with other stuff, but yeah. I kind of miss stuff like that. It gave Kirby a little of that extra charm. Hopefully they bring that back, maybe, because I know HAL, they listen to feedback a little better than Nintendo. That's the way Nintendo just wants everything to be so vanilla, but Ice Spin is one of my favorite Kirby moves. I agree. And then there's Forgotten Land, which is completely, yeah, like I said, they did that. But I don't mind because they kind of have a replacement for it, but I can understand people who don't like that. Imagine Kirby having a Goku ability. He would be a powerhouse. Maybe. I mean, we had a Goku boss. In Return to Dreamland, we had a Goku boss, so it's not impossible. I don't know if he'll get an ability where he's like blowing up planets or something, but Kirby skating around with his ice power is the cutest and coolest thing ever. It makes moving around so fun, especially in Forgotten Land. Oh, it's so fun in Forgotten Land. I think they definitely can improve the control of it for 3D, but I feel like just using ice to skate around is always a fun time, bro. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me know y'all's favorite abilities. Now let me drop mine, which I love so many of the abilities of this series, it's not even funny. Like, Mirror is 100% up there. Mirror is like one of the best. I slept so hard on Mirror. I used to think Mirror was just a mid ability. Nah, Mirror is a goat, bro. Y'all saw me tearing up the field with it. Where did it go? Didn't I have Mirror? Where did it go? But yeah, Mirror is a great ability. What else is good? Magic. I was playing Squeak Squad. If y'all saw me on Twitter rambling about my playthrough of 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗺, which some parts of that game drove me mad, bro. Some parts of that game drove me mad, but yeah. Magic is an underrated ability. Magic is an underrated ability. How would you feel if every games went multiplat? So, I guess if you mean Kirby or Nintendo... okay, so... I think I've given my thoughts on this before, but if Kirby and Nintendo went multiplat, obviously it'd be sad, you know, considering how long they've been on their own hardware and been in their own kind of lane for so long. I'd be sad about that. But if the quality of the games improve, and if being multiplat, you know, helps with improving the games, which especially, hopefully it helps fix the online, because let's be honest, Nintendo, who knows when they're going to get it together with their online, bro. Yeah, like, as much of a big Nintendo enthusiast as I am, I can't deny that there are positives to them going third party, like Sega. Like, there would be positives to that, especially, you know, with them getting it outside their own bubble. Like, I wouldn't hate, like, I'd obviously be sad about it, but I wouldn't hate it. You know, there's a lot of positives to it. That's just a fact. Games being multiplat isn't inherently bad, it's just weird to think about. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know why people would want Mario on Steam. Mario on Steam, the day that happens, I'm just not gonna be able to process video games ever again. Like, I get why people want games multiplat. Like, the more platforms, the better. Let's be honest. Like, the more platforms the game is on, the better. It's more accessible to more people. You know, they can play the games however they want, but obviously consoles gotta have their exclusives, right? And you know, with Nintendo especially, I feel like what helps their games in exclusivity is they bring a lot of uniqueness to it, you know, with the motion controls and the weird gimmicks they love doing. Obviously sometimes that stuff is annoying and I hate it. You know, people hate it like with the Wii, but it really is what stands Nintendo out from others. It makes me wonder, if Nintendo went third party, would they still do wacky stuff like that? It really does make you wonder, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. Very strange. Funhow talking about 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗺. I played 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗺, and yes, I did too. Go mad. I'm the guy who accidentally threw away the triple star power too during the final boss. Yeah. The final boss. Oh no, the final boss is a joke. That final boss is so short, you don't even have to worry about all that. Especially if you use the triple star. Jeez Louise, that final boss is a joke. It is embarrassing how easy that final boss is. Like, he's not just stupid easy in like the sense, like even some bosses in Star Allies, and you know how easy Star Allies gets. Even those don't compare to how bad what's his name? Not Dark Crafter. I'm thinking Dark Crafter is the Rainbow Chris final boss, but I don't even remember his name. But whoever the final boss of 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗺 is, he's such a joke because he takes like a few hits and he is done. It's one of the most embarrassing, and it's so embarrassing as a Kirby final boss because usually Kirby final bosses slap, bro, and then he just like dies. So, like that definitely made my impression on 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗺 a little more rough. Which my opinion on that game is, I think it's an alright game, but it is the textbook definition of an average Kirby game. Like, if that's the only Kirby game someone played, I would understand why they would think this series is not as great as some people say. So, yeah. Whew. Who wouldn't want to play Mario on Steam? Imagine to play the game with 4K resolution and mods. That would be sick. Yeah, I would agree. That would all be, like, again, all of that would be great positives, like, for Nintendo games. Like, just look at Breath of the Wild. Like, even though it got emulated, like, look at the mods for that game and how crazy that game, like, gets with its mods and stuff. Like, if Nintendo games hit PC, they could do some crazy stuff. I'm not actively supporting that Nintendo, you know, fails their first party endeavors and goes third party immediately. But I would not cry, like, I would legit cry tears if they did. You can get a Steam Deck. How dare you? We don't mention the Steam Deck here. I'm just kidding. Uh, it seems like the Steam Deck is not the absolute failure like some people theorize, but it's an interesting device for sure. I don't have a GigaChad PC. Neither do I. Like, bro, some people think I have one because of the fact I can stream these games and do all this crazy editing and stuff. No, I have an average laptop PC. And who knows how long it'll last, bro, knowing my luck. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the game. We're almost to Dynablade, folks. And then I'll read more of your comments in a bit. Well, I think we are at Dynablade. For a second, I thought Dynablade was at like the tippy top of the mountain for some reason. Yeah, I guess we're finding Dynablade right now. Here we go. Whew, Dynablade has gotta be one of the weirdest bosses because Dynablade is known for having like this weird 3D-like texture, and it's this super powerful bird that just lives at the top of Dreamland. And they occasionally still reference Dynablade. It's not like Dynablade disappeared after this game. Like, Dynablade is occasionally still referenced, but... Thank you, Knuckle Joe. You saved me. Man, this cutscene, bro. I feel like no cutscene like really gives you an idea of Kirby's personality than this one. Like, you'd think, you know, Kirby's first instinct at finally defeating this crazy bird creature would be to just, like, peace out, you know, get out of there. But no, he actually takes his time to help Dynablade raise the chicks. And he's just friendly with them. And it all comes full circle when Dynablade comes to help later. So, like, I feel like stuff like this is what really makes Kirby such a great character, bro. Yeah, it is kind of funny. That's like his first instinct. He's like, oh, like Dynablade has shit. I take it as like Kirby realized why Dynablade was doing what it did. So he was like, oh, okay, you know, obviously Dynablade was causing trouble because it wanted to feed its chicks and it didn't like people bothering its chicks and stuff like that. So I think that's like a cool little thing that just really helps establish Kirby as a character. Yeah, he's a pure boy. Despite what theories will tell you, and despite the implications of Star Atlas's finale. Upcoming banger alert. For me, I just want to play certain games on a single... Yeah, I understand that feeling. And me, I don't even play many games, bro. Like, y'all know me. I'm a big Nintendo and Sonic guy, and I just buy what I can play those on. That's, like, my big thing. And obviously, I play on PC, too, and all that stuff. I am not a guy who goes crazy for games all the time. Knuckle Joe came in clutch. He did. See, that's why I told y'all. That man is the homie. Some of y'all are getting a Steam Deck, so let me know how that works out for y'all on my Twitter. You know, feel free to shout me out or whatever. Let me know how that goes for y'all. I'm probably not going to be getting one because if I want to play Steam games, I'm just going to play them on my PC. Like, I can do all that emulating stuff on my PC. I'm good, bro. But, yeah. I totally understand people who do want to get a Steam Deck. Go for it. I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, you can't betray our Lord and Savior Nintendo. How dare you? Don't forget, he rid around the entire world helping people and used the power of love to kill evil. Yeah, Kirby, I feel like Kirby, he definitely has that standard anime protagonist energy where he's like, alright boys, it's time to use the power of friendship. But I feel like what Kirby, more than any other, like, he really leans on it. Like, he is probably the most pure of heart character you can probably think of in fiction. Absolutely pure of heart. He has sassy moments for sure, but like, he's 100% like the most chill. I like Star Allies' finale a lot. He tied the Dark Matter saga up so well. I wouldn't even say like the Dark Matter saga per se. I feel like that just tied up so many arcs in Kirby. Like that Star Allies as a whole, like, just goes out its way to wrap up so many arcs, bro. If that game were the last in the series, I could understand it, because that game just goes full like Infinity War Endgame type beat on its stuff. Void reincarnating is sweet. I do have to wonder what they're gonna do with the whole Void reincarnating thing, though. We still don't have any implications of where that can go. Like, some people had theories that Mini Void would be a character, but we didn't see any signs of that in what is it? Freaking I guess that's kind of spoilers for Forgotten Land, but yeah, no Void hints there. But I guess that's not the craziest spoiler, but yeah. Kirby's Avalanche was the best. Kirby's Avalanche is a funny game. Like, the fact that it's the one game he talks and he has a mix of being his usual self, but also I feel like he is kind of out of character there, though, because he goes out of his way to like just be so annoying in that game. But in a way, I do feel like if Kirby as a character were to talk and you were to give him like a full-fledged personality where he's allowed to interact with his friends, he would kind of act like that in some ways. But I feel like him leaning on his pure side is important. So yeah. Yeah. I have a theory, but against spoilers. Yeah, again, no Forgotten Land spoilers if it touches like the final boss stuff and stuff past like the last world and stuff like that. No siree. Maybe in a future stream we'll talk about that stuff, but yeah. Oh, if it's around Void I can understand it, but yeah, do keep those Forgotten Land spoilers out of there. If it's strictly within the Star Allies to before range, then you can fire away, though. But yeah, let's get back to actually playing the game. I'm gonna play... I'll do Gourmet Race, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, because we've been talking about the series for a hot minute, but after that, I want to start getting to the next thing I want to talk about, which is talking about my How Modern Kirby is Misunderstood video, because I know I promised to talk about some of the responses to that video. So I want to get into that, but I'm gonna play some more and read y'all comments for now. Like, anything Kirby does is basically for everyone. The only time was Squeak Squad when he just wanted cake. Yeah, that's another reason, like, Squeak Squad is just that much more bizarre of a game, because it's the one game where, more than any other, he's, like, strictly driven by, like, his greed. Like, people saying, you know, he, like, beats up gods for freaking food and because they interrupt his sleep, but a lot of the time he does it for the goodwill of his friends and the planet. But Squeak Squad is the one game, like, for example, Kirby's Adventure, like, that's a game where he was awoken because of the nightmares and weird stuff happening. But he did it for the good of Dreamland, you know, that's the reason he charged on deity. But Squeak Squad, nah, his cake was missing and he was like, nah, rampage time. My man went full Doom guy over a slice of strawberry shortcake. Like, that had to be some Cake Factory strawberry shortcake. Or no, not Cake Factory. What's the name of that place? Cheesecake Factory. I think that's what it's called. I don't know why I said Cake Factory, but yeah. Whatever that place is called. The restaurant. And now I'm hungry. Yeah, let's play some Gourmet Race, and I'll continue reading y'all's comments, but then I'm gonna get into the reading some of the How Modern Kirby is Misunderstood stuff. Other classic mode. Gourmet Race, that's easily got to be one of the best tracks. That's the real banger alert right there. Ah. Oh, goodness. Ooh, for a second I thought I goofed. No, stay down there, bro. Stay down there. Did I goof? Oh, I might have just goofed. Oh no. Alright. So that's 3 of those modes done, the starting ones. Let's see what the comments are saying. Oh yeah, there are bloopers in this game that you unlock, and it's the funniest thing. See, that's one of the reasons why I wish I loaded up a 100% save, because, like, those bloopers are some of the funniest things ever. Like, I used to lose it to those, and I still love them, bro. They're so perfect. I wish every game had them. Like, imagine Star Allies having bloopers for all that game shenanigans. It'd be funny. I also think this game just has some of the most dynamic cutscenes. Like, they really go all out with, like, the cinematic presentation of this game. Are the Kirby fandom chill people, or are they rabbit fans like the Sonic and Pokemon fandom? Now, I'm gonna say this. Every fandom has their bad eggs. Every fandom has their bad eggs. But I will say, compared to most fandoms, the Kirby fandom is very chill. Like, it is 100% one of the most chill fandoms. Again, it has its bad egg. It has its moments where it's like, okay, what you doing, bruh? But for the most part, I think the Kirby fandom is great. And it's probably been one of the most great fandoms I've been a part of, because for the most part, you know, I've had a great experience with most people. And there's all sorts of great creators that I enjoy. I can shout out a few. So shout out to MediaZeez, who's retiring this year, by the way. He's the dude who does the What is Kirby Canon series. Great series, 100% recommend, especially if you really want to deep dive into the Kirby lore. And he's retiring this year, and I'm going to miss that dude, because he's easily, without a doubt, one of, if not the best Kirby YouTuber. DSX is also a great creator, and there's like a few others I can recommend. Ant Dude, he's not a Kirby focused YouTuber, I would say, but he's also pretty alright. Even though he did start Allies Dirty in his ranking video, but that's besides the point. One of my favorite bloopers is Kirby trying to escape the Great Cave, but then there's a Rocky, so he just falls. That's the best one, bro. That's gotta be the best one, or one of the best. I don't know, and I'm not remembering all of them at the moment, but yeah, that's gotta be the best one. That one is funny. It's funny just thinking about, bro. Oh man, alright, so now I'm gonna play Great Cave Offensive, and after this one, I will sit and I'll do my thing where I read comments from how modern Kirby is misunderstood. Which, for those of you in the chat, if you haven't seen that, that's basically one of my latest videos, which talks about how I think modern Kirby is misunderstood. And I'm not going to go into explaining the whole premise, because you can just watch the video. But yeah. So, let us start the Great Cave Offensive. You know, and playing through this mode again reminds me of something. So, one video I want to do eventually is I want to make a video where I come up with concepts for things I would love to see for future Kirby games. And one thing I've always wanted since playing this game is I've always wanted a Superstar Ultra kind of like successor in a way. Like another game that relies a lot on little sub-games and has like the same cinematic presentation that this one did. Like, I really want that, because this game is, you know, obviously I love this game so much, and I would love another game that does it. But obviously I don't want it to just be, you know, Superstar 2.0, copy what Superstar did, but do it differently. No, I have, like, a very specific way, an idea, for how they can change it up. But that's something I'll have to say for when I do that video. Crud. I'm supposed to just keep the thing. It's been a minute, so I don't know all the treasure paths per se, but yeah, I'm just gonna run through it. I don't have time to find all the treasures anyway. Yeah. I love how the plot of this game is just Kirby falls down a hole. Yeah, I agree. That's funny. And again, if I were to do like a Superstar successor, you know, with like new scenarios and stuff like that, then I would definitely get really creative with how they change things up. Are you getting Sonic Origins? Oh boy, isn't that a question? Darn it, I thought that led to somewhere. Okay, are you getting Sonic Origins? So, like I was saying, isn't that a question? Because I have thoughts on Sonic Origins, that's for sure. I might do a video talking about my thoughts on Sonic Origins. I might not. It depends. Okay, why am I struggling with this? It's because I'm not paying attention. But yeah, Sonic Origins is something, that's for sure. Oh, why did I go this way? Oh wow, I'm an idiot today. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. There. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. How could I completely forget this path? Alright, so just ignore that segment there, folks, when I just like, it's like, my mind was just went blank there. But yeah, I'm not gonna say much on Sonic Origins. That could be a whole other video, to say the least. But if you have any other Kirby shenanigan questions or whatever, feel free to let me know. Oh my goodness! Wow, I am forgetting how to get all these treasures, but screw attack. Hello, Samus with the Metroid reference. Seeing Samus in Dreamland 3 was the most surreal thing. I guess I could talk. I could talk about that. And I wish we had more wacky Nintendo cameos like that. Like imagine Samus randomly popping up in a modern Kirby gamer. That would be something else. Is there a chronological order for the Kirby games? If you mean like a timeline, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄, I don't know if it was 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄, but one of the Kirby people, or HAL, or 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄, or someone said that the story of the games technically don't have a timeline, as the events kind of just they consider each game its own little event, but in actuality, basically it's a straight timeline, counting a lot of the spin-offs, like, you know, Canvas, Curse, Epic Yarn, stuff like that, like, for the most part. Kirby is just a straight line. It doesn't get complicated or weird. Like Sonic and Mario's timeline do. It's just oh my goodness, die. It's pretty simple timeline and lore-wise. Now the lore, it has like layers and like little things that make it super weird and complicated. But for the most part, it's a pretty simple story order. And keep in mind, you don't have to necessarily play the games in the story order to like really understand and get the enjoyment of the game's content. Like, it would definitely help. Like, for example, a game like Star Allies is much more enjoyable if you've played most of the mainline Kirby's up until that point, for sure. But I'm not saying you need to play the games in order necessarily. Oh my god, I just realized that was Mirror. What was I doing? How could I portray my favorite ability like that? Oh, that was a mistake. I don't know why I thought something was down. Wait, am I starting all the way? Oh. Whew. Oh my goodness. Why am I starting all the way over, bro? Oh my god, I forget this kind of leans into a more Metroidvania thing, but I forgot. See, that's why I have a love-hate relationship with this sub-game. This sub-game can be annoying. Oh yeah, I get a chance to do this right, at least. Which one is it? Okay, that's the pillar, so there we go. There we go. Oh, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄. 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄. Come on, buddy. You can make it. Not like this, buddy. Not like this. Donnie said something. I feel like the Super Paper Mario and the Mario Luigi Superstar Saga games expand the Mario world in my opinion. Yeah, those games definitely do, even though you could argue whether or not they're canon to like the mainline timeline. Again, I don't want to get into the Mario timeline right now, bro. Normally I'm like excited for that kind of stuff, but no, not right now, bro. That does lead into the subject of the fact that I've always wanted a Kirby RPG, and I would love one. Like, he would be perfect for it, basically. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, hang on. Something like just came up on my screen, and this is why I hate Windows sometimes. Something like came up on my screen and I could not see for a second. Okay. Yeah. Alright, back to the gimme go. And again, if y'all have more shenanigans you want to ask me, feel free. I worded as I say shenanigans, but I basically just mean questions. You get what I mean, though. Oh my goodness. Beast Fang. Ooh. Hey, don't be weighing me down like that. Don't know why they never made a Kirby RPG game. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. They've played around with the idea with like the sub game and stuff, but I don't know, man. Clearly, maybe they're like afraid Kirby wouldn't fit with the RPGs. I mean, think about how long it took them to make freaking 3D Kirby. Maybe they're just like scared of making one. They think they might mess it up or something. But I think they have great potential to do one, especially now that they've done a 3D game. Alright, here comes the big boy. Big boy whale. Some people actually ask for this guy back, and I'm like, why though? Like, we get a lot of Kirby throwback bosses, and like he's one of the few that really haven't gotten one, and so we're like, bro, we need him back. He kind of, you know, looking at him now, he reminds me of a freaking Cuphead boss. Oh no. Oh, rest in peace, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄𝗺. Can we get some F's in the chat for him? But it's okay, he's been reborn as Rocky. Ah! Killing me here. Let's see. Gandhi says, I could see a Kirby RPG game working, but a Sonic RPG game was the worst mistake Sega ever made. Okay. Let me correct you. It wasn't the worst mistake they made, but I will say it was definitely a mistake. I'll say that much. Because Chronicles was not it. Bro, this has to be one of the trippiest Kirby environments. Surprised more games don't take advantage of that as a world theme, you know, the crystal cave or cavern kind of environment. That's an underrated one. It looks just amazing in this game. That's one thing I love about this game. This game's sprite work and just the environments they... Oh no! Rest in peace, that treasure. But again, I'm not going for them all because we'd be here all day. I think I can already advance, actually. It's just to see. Forget how long this mode actually is. You know, I'm saying like, oh, after this mode, then we'll talk about freaking the video. But I forget how long this mode actually is. Oh look, it's Kirby and the Amazing Hero. here comes now this is a Kirby boss I wish came back in some form. The freaking computer virus. Probably one of the most bizarre Kirby bosses. And again, it just really adds to the fact, like, why have they not done a freaking RPG? Look at this. They could do all sorts of crazy stuff, I feel like. I don't mind the Sonic Hero story. It always felt like a shonen Saturday morning cartoon in my opinion. I don't know who says the story is necessarily bad. It's not really that bad, honestly. It's pretty basic besides all the complicated stuff. Team Dark and them bringing back Shadow without much explanation. It's cart time, boys. Oh, rest in peace, my mirror. I hate how stuff like lava and spaz can just negate your abilities, but it makes sense, you know, but it hurts. Oh crap, I should've... Yeah, give me that. Sure. Styled on that boy. She stays getting leaned on in this mode. Oh. Wow. Dirty. No! Ugh. Pain. Just trying to reach the pause button. Gani says, people thought the story from Heroes was like the Sonic meta era, like Sonic Colors threw up forces. Who on earth thought that? Like, I know people think it's a downgrade from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, which I get that. Oh, that's real nice. But like, who on earth compares Heroes to the meta era? The boy 𝘀𝗻𝗆 would get on it all for that. glass. Hammer, apparently. So what? So not necessarily spoilers, I'd say, but I guess not necessarily spoilers 100%, but one thing about Forgotten Land that I like is they made like a more common enemy that gives you hammer. And I'm surprised it took them so long, bro, because having to just fight bonkers and be the only way to get hammer is annoying. So that is something I do not miss with this game. Ow. I swear the Sonic fan would be on some other crap. Who are you telling? We came from that way, so we gotta go this way. Left or right? I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, this is the right way. Almost out of here, boys. almost done, and then I'm gonna answer questions. No, not questions, but responses to that video. Oh my goodness. No. There we go. Man, that took me. Oh. God, I'm tired of flying shit. Terrible. One annoying ability to use sometimes. I don't know who. Gani says I don't know who people thought Sonic Heroes was the Dark Age of Sonic Youth fans got me. Yeah, I don't know why people count Sonic Heroes a part of the Dark Era. It's stupid. And again, if you know me, you know I think the term Dark Era is just stupid as a whole. So, yeah. Goodness. I don't know who. Yeah, that's an old comment. I thought that was a new one. But yeah, almost done, folks. We're at the end game. Dang it. I should have turned this down there, but wow. I like blinked out there. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like some people really exaggerate how the controls of the adventure games. They act like the games control like these horrible games that like aged horribly, and the current path is so much better. Like, and a lot of it just has to do with people just not understanding how to play these games, which is so bizarre because they're such big fans of the classic games and their quote-unquote momentum, but it's a whole tangent I don't want to get into right now. Again, this is about the pink boy. Come on, kill him. Get him. There we go. I understand. Ghani says, thank you for understanding, Ghani. But yeah, with that, alright, we are out of here. Definitely getting late, so after that segment where I respond to some of the critiques, I'm probably gonna call it a night. But yeah, there you go. That's the Great Cave Offensive. Fun little sub game. So now let's check Okay. Alright, I got the video loaded up. So this will be the final thing I do, and then I'll be ending the stream. But yeah, Revenge of Meta Knight. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be playing that tonight. But I'll definitely consider doing another stream and continuing the rest of this game. I won't be doing it tonight, but I'll consider coming back to it. Oh yeah, this mode, the main theme of this mode won a Grammy, by the way. But a lot of you probably already knew that. Meta Knight is a Grammy winner. But okay, so for those who are watching, because I know a few people probably pieced out due to how late it's getting, but for those of you still watching, or if you're like watching this post or whatever, basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this time to respond to some of the responses to how modern Kirby is misunderstood. I'm going to use this segment to basically read the comments of how modern Kirby is misunderstood and just go through and give my personal opinions on what I think on the different responses to that video. Again, I want to thank you all again for all the feedback on that video because it's crazy. It's crazy to see a video perform that well again. But you know, and most of the comments were pretty great too. But I'm gonna read them all and just give my thoughts. Some of them I've already replied to, so I'm not even gonna bother responding, like reading them out on stream here. But yeah, so let's go through them. Okay. So let's start with the newest first. Let's read some of the newer ones because those are the ones I probably didn't read. So I need boot laces to be ready. What are these channel names, bro? Some of y'all need to name your channels better. That's what I'm gonna be honest and say that. But Mr. I Need Bootlaces to Be Ready says, I needed this video. Kirby deserves to be respected as a franchise for being a mostly consistently great world to get invested in, whether it would be the mechanical genius of adventure or the development and encouragement of exploration of Amazing Mirror. Even so, though, this debate can be boiled down to the term never judge a book by its cover. Just because modern Kirby games aren't directed by Sakurai, just because modern Kirby games aren't groundbreaking masterpieces, and just because Star Allies isn't top tier, doesn't mean that you should attack the franchise with dumb, ignorant arguments regarding its gameplay formula. Put your phone aside, play the Kirby games, and have a wholesome time, okay? Again, the word wholesome is but I would say that is a good comment. It's a good comment. Forgotten Land came out, and I swear most people just wiped their brains of all the games that came before it. The whole Kirby was never good outside of Superstar. It's just so wrong. I don't plan on going on a tangent, but I feel like the general Nintendo fan has gotten super ignorant recently. I could understand that. Like, yeah, like a big thing I wanted to focus on with this video was the difference between how Kirby fans currently perceive the series and how the general like Nintendo fan does. And that's not to say like every Nintendo fan is some ignorant fool who's never played a Kirby game in their life. But I feel like some people who are just peeking into Kirby from like just the sidelines just really do not understand this franchise. They think Sakurai has made every game and that, you know, every game is basically the same and just builds on his formula when that's a lie. Like I basically get into it in the video, but yeah. Put respect on my boy Kumazaki's name. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, let's see. Let's read a riskier one. Let's see. Alright, here's one. Kirby Star Allies was a fine enough game Beautiful graphics, great music, interesting story, and awesome finale. The main problem with it is how easy the game is. Yes, they added the post game later, but a lot of people may not have had the game long enough to play that part. Blah. I know I didn't. I beat Soul Melter, and I was like, wow, really? That's it? Coming off the heels, which had a lot of extra content, I traded the game in, and when I heard Kirby got a sort of post game mode that actually challenging and well, and I was not about to pay another $60 for the game again. Would have been so much better if they had either announced the post game DLC early on or had it there from the beginning. Which, yeah, I agree with Mr. Faith Fighter here. I at least agree on his first comment, but then this guy goes on to say, I love how this dude goes in on the grand total of 4 super safe vanilla games in an otherwise pretty well varied series, but leaves a far more egregious series alone. Pokemon has done almost the exact same thing since day one. Not only that, but they also have the gall to release twin versions of every game, with each one having the same exact story. I can forgive 4 weaker games in a series, but Pokemon's been doing it for like 100 games, and it's some of the most profitable franchise in the world. This is where I'm like, okay, here's these comments. So first of all, again, like, don't come onto my channel acting like you know jack all about me if you haven't checked out my other content. Like, just because you watch one video, you don't get me, dude. Because if you actually watched some of my other K-Free Rants videos, you would see that I did a whole rant video on Pokemon and the issues with that series, but clearly I'm some fanboy for it, right? Just ignorance. That's all I'm gonna say there. But yeah, that stuff like that annoys me. But he's entitled to his opinion in terms of everything else that he's saying. You know, I think what he's saying has a lot of value and weight. So yeah, again, just that thing about me quote unquote ignoring Pokemon is just dumb when I clearly haven't. Let's just say Uncle Al's modern Kirby video did more damage than good. Which it's funny someone brings up Uncle Al because Uncle Al's Kirby videos and Arlo's Star Ally reviews were actually a major motivator for the script of that video. Like, and you're only gonna hear it here. You're only gonna hear it here. You're not gonna hear it anywhere else, maybe. But yeah, I will say that their videos and the how do I put this? The not well informed way they tackled the modern state of Kirby, like, I feel like that was a big motivator for me doing this video. Because as much as I like Arlo, and I don't care for Uncle Al, I think Uncle Al is not special at all. I think he's kind of just whatever. But like, I just completely disagree with how they perceive the Kirby series and basically spread those misconceptions even more. Again, no hate towards those specific creators, because I'm sure someone's going to try and take this clip out of context and say, oh, why are you hating on Arlo, my boy? I'm not, bruh. I'm subscribed to this man. But yeah, I just think the way he handled his reviews and stuff sometimes can be off. And the man, he's even in hot water right now. He got in hot water for the his Sonic Movie 2 review. So he's definitely not some perfect reviewer. But anyway, I'm gonna continue scrolling. Forgotten Land is just Dark Souls. That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. I'm actually surprised that nobody talks about how boring the level design in Star Allies is, which everyone talks about it, bro. Like, people act like I was glossing over the flaws of Star Allies when I was talking about it. I wasn't. I literally had a whole section where I talk about the negatives of the game, bro. Like, did you watch the video? Man, again, some of these comments hurt my head, but alright. I've heard about the new Super Mario Brothers comparisons and Star Allies complaints before, but I've never heard about wanting to fire Kusumi. That's just no. Yeah, again, people who want Kusumi out from under the Kirby's director chair, like, I fear for the day Kusumi retires, bro, because I don't know how this series will continue to improve upon itself and like build on itself without him. Because this man, he dug Kirby out of the rut he was in after Sakurai pieced out for a bit, and he just redefined this series into such a better series. And like, I have a lot of respect for him for that, and it's so stupid to see people dunk on him because, oh, Star Allies mid, he is scummy, he rushed out a game. No, he clearly cares a lot. Like, he was even stressed out from working on Star Allies. Like, if he had the time to work on Star Allies and like really iron it out, I feel like he would have done a much better job with the game. But circumstances kind of just screwed him. So yeah, I think it's really stupid to say that he's some bad director. Really stupid, but I already touched on that in the game. In the video, you get what I mean. There's no such thing as a bad Kirby game, just mediocre ones. I could agree to that. It's funny. There's no Kirby game I would outright say is bad. Like, a lot of my lower tier Kirby games, I would pretty much rate mediocre, like around D or C tier. Like, I wouldn't say a Kirby game gets to like Rise of Lyric levels where I just hate everything about it, or Sonic Forces level where like it's mediocre but everything about it drives me insane. I pray we never hit that level with Kirby. Like, even Mario isn't safe from hitting those levels because of certain games that I will not say because those opinions will make people mad. But yeah, most of the reception of the video was pretty positive, so there's not as many things I have to reply to. Some people think I made up the thing about people saying Kumazaki was a bad director. Oh no, it's not made up. I even posted a little tweet about it, about how like it's definitely not made up, and some people just make up the stupidest BS to try and say he doesn't do a good job directing games. Just stop, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, there's not many more comments I really want to respond to. A lot of the ones I like, I already responded to, and that's pretty much it. It seems like everyone who who is watching this stream has pieced out. So I feel like there's really not much more for me to talk about in tonight's stream. So if anyone is still here, if there's anything else you want to talk about for Kirby's 30th anniversary, let me know. But other than that, I'm probably gonna peace out because we're about to hit the 2-hour 30-minute mark, and I think that's a decent place to end our stream here. I'd say this was a pretty fun stream in the end. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I just really like Kirby as a series, I already went over why I like the series so much earlier, but yeah, it's a great series. So I want to give a shout out to all the people who participated in today's stream. I feel like most people pieced out because it's getting late now, but I want to shout out the homie Gani, Mygo. Oh yeah, Gani is still here. Thanks for sticking it out, Gani, my dude. Thank you for sticking it out. It's very rare I get people who stick it out for this long, but big thank you for doing that. Funhow123, shout out to you too, my dude. Mygo, and there's probably someone else who is here that I missed. I can't scroll up, midstream, so I can't see exactly who was in here. But yeah. Oh yeah, Mama Luigi 9000 was here too. Shout outs to him too. But yeah, thank you to everyone who participated for this stream. It was really fun to do, to reminisce about how good this series is. Maybe I'll do something like this for other series. Maybe I'll play Sonic on stream and reminisce how good and not so good Sonic is sometimes. But yeah, Gani says not really a big fan of Kirby, so I don't have anything to say. Yeah, I can understand that. If you just kind of tuned in to hear me talk, then that's fine. If you're not a big Kirby fan, but I encourage you to play Kirby. It's fun. Superstar Ultra is definitely the game I would say would be a perfect introduction to this series. Superstar Ultra is just the perfect game. Like that game just has all the Kirby fundamentals. But if you can't get your hands on that, I would recommend, Triple Deluxe, Planet Robot, the latest game of Forgotten Land, even Star Allies. Even though Star Allies has its flaws, I think it's a great first Kirby game. Maybe don't buy it full price. I wouldn't say it's worth full price for sure, but if you can get it cheaply, that's another one I'd say play. But yeah, I'm gonna end this stream. I have nothing else to say. So thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight. This is a very fun stream. If anyone has if anyone has anything else left to say, you can say it. But I got nothing else to say. I'm out of things to say, so I'm gonna end the stream soon. So I'll wait a few more minutes and then I'm out of here. Trying to open up my horizons on video games. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like, I know I have a lot of Sonic people who only watch and play Sonic. I understand that, but definitely try to open up your horizons, my dude. Like, it not only saves you from the disappointment Sonic can be sometimes, but it also, it's just a good thing in general. Like, you gotta really try out new things in your life. I'm not trying to get all philosophical here. That I leave that to the boy Stephen Knox. That was his thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got nothing else to say, bro. And it's looking like it says we have a few viewers, but I'm assuming that's just fluff. So peace out to the few people who were left, and thank you for tuning into the stream.